So we're talking to Andrew Lawrence, one of the infamous Lawrence brothers, who's going to be starring in the new movie Chasing a Dream as Cameron Stiles. So Andrew, as the youngest of the brothers, were you inspired by Matt and Joey, or was acting something you always wanted to do for your own reasons?
I think it was a little bit of both. I'm definitely inspired by both my brothers, and I definitely got a leg up because I was able to kind of just walk right into acting, through them. They kind of paved a hard road for me, and I was able to just stroll down it. So I'm very thankful, but I also, at the same point, wanted to do it for years and years. Just, my own personal feeling. It's something that's been a part of me my whole life, so I love it, and I would hopefully not want to live without it.
What was it like filming Brotherly Love with the two of them?
It was awesome. It was the coolest job, waking up every morning and going to set with your brothers. It was so much fun, and it was just easy, and it was, it was like a family vacation every day at work.
Do you guys ever have any rivalry?
No, I don't think so. We're all pretty close, and we all kind of consider each other equals. Matt and I get into it every once in a while, but it's because we live together and we're bros, so of course there's going to be a little bit of brotherly quarrel, but it never gets too intense or out of control. Do
you enjoy doing voice acting for cartoons and things like that?
Oh, sure, yeah. I was on Recess and King of the Hill, and I think I did an episode of Family Guy. Yeah, I love that. I still do voiceover stuff. I did a Honda commercial recently.
Is it just more relaxing to do it, or is it actually more difficult?
It's a little bit of both. It's definitely a totally different vibe and thing, but it's just as fun. With acting, you gotta get there early and look good and go through makeup and hair and memorize all your lines. And voiceover, you're kind of just roll up in sweats and a hat, and you get to read right off the page. As long as it sounds good, you're good to go. So it's definitely a lot of fun. A lot of less pressure, I think.
So you had a regular guest starring role in the United States of Tara. How did you get involved with that show, and what was the experience like?
I got a phone call for a last-minute audition, asked if I could be there in a half an hour, and I went. I didn't know what the project was for, so on and so forth. Got the material, did a cold read, and I was lucky enough to book it. And then I found out, it was United States of Tara with Diablo Cody and Steven Spielberg producing, and Toni Collette and John Corbett, and it was awesome. So I jumped at the opportunity, of course, and one thing turned into another, and I ended up doing 9 episodes out of the 13, and it was fantastic. I mean, such a pleasure to work on. I hope that they ask me back for the second season.
Do you think Jason will appear in the show again?
I would love to do that. That would be such a pleasure. It was such a great experience working on that show. I mean, you can't really go wrong with the people involved. There might be a place for him somewhere along the lines. We just got picked up, so they don't start filming probably till the end of summer, because I know no new episodes are coming out until 2010. We got a little bit of a wait, but I don't know. I mean, I hope. I really do. I love Kier. He's such a great actor, man, and him and I kind of became buds. He's really, really talented. So soulful at such a young age, and everyone on that show is such a pleasure to work with.
How did you get involved with Chasing a Dream?
I auditioned for it same way as everyone else. I had a really good audition, and then was lucky enough to book the job, and I knew Treat was involved, and I've been a fan of Treat for a long time, so I was really excited to work with him, and it was quite the experience, because I found out 2 days before the movie started I'm not a runner by any means. Like the opposite of a track runner. I'm only stocky, I'm 5'8" and probably like 165, so I'm not the guy that you find on a track.
How much training did you have to go through to make the running?
None. That was the problem. I didn't have time. I didn't know. I didn't realize that they would actually expect me to do all this running, and they did. For weeks and weeks, I was running around the track, and it was deadly. I mean, it was so tough. They had a running double for me, but the first day we lost him. His legs gave out, and he fell over, and he was like, I can't do this anymore.
Oh, no.
So then all the heads turned to me, and I'm thinking, oh, my God. I did it. It was in the dead of summer. Really, really rough. I think I pulled it off. So it was good, though. I mean, it kind of works for the story, though, because he's not supposed to be necessarily the gifted runner anyway. It's the heart that gets him through it.
The movie is a very emotional story. Was it hard for you to get into Cameron's mind after John's death?
To be honest with you, like a month before I started this movie, both my grandmothers and my childhood dog passed away, who I was so close with. Literally, him and I, every day it was a whole event. If I were to shoot, I'd take him with me. It was a big deal. And also my grandmother. I was actually really close with them, and I know that they're older and it's expected, and you kind of have to prepare yourself, but you can never prepare yourself to lose someone you love. I was in the right place for that movie, even though it was kind of a dark emotional type of inner turmoil, it worked, and it was easy for me to relate to the death of a friend.
What do you think it was that pushed Cam to fulfill John's dream? Was it denial or guilt or love?
Probably a little bit of everything. It's just everything built up. I respect him for it, man. I think it's a good attribute. If more people stood up for what they believe in, we'd probably all be better off. So, I really enjoyed the father and son relationship. I had a great time working with Treat. He was so cool. We hung out. He took me to the airport, showed me his plane. I mean, it was such a awesome, surreal experience. So I really enjoyed the father and son relationship between him. You know, the kind of butting heads, and then getting along at the end and resolving the differences.
So what else do you have coming up in 2009?
Well, let's see. As of now, I just did an episode of The Closer with Kira Sedgwick.
Ooh.
Fantastic, yes. I'm a big fan of her husband. I've always been a big Kevin Bacon fan. Music, I'm playing a concert. I'm a guitar player. I'm in a band. I actually write and sing and play all the lead guitar. It's self-titled, Andrew Lawrence. I have a MySpace page that you can check out. But it's got a couple of my, just acoustic songs with me singing on it. It's pretty lame, but I gotta get a better MySpace page. I'm not good at the internet. Hopefully going on a small tour, and, I love music. It's a big part of me. I'm a huge musician, so I'd love to see if I can, do that as a career as well. I really, really want to go on tour. That's been a dream of mine forever. I love, kind of that gypsy lifestyle of traveling around and playing music and meeting new people. It seems like it would be such a wonderful experience that I would love to try it out.
What's your advice for young people hoping to get into the entertainment industry?
Well, just be comfortable with your failures and don't let them wear you too thin, because there's no success without failure. And if you have success, don't let it get to your head, because it's a constant battle of, getting to the top and then staying on the top. So if you really love it and you're up for the challenge and you do it because of the art, then I'd say, go for it and stick with it, and don't let anything kind of steer you away from it, no matter how hard it gets, because I've been doing this for 18 years, and it's pretty wishy-washy. Some years you work a lot, other years you don't. So it's kind of just a giant game of cat and mouse, and don't give up.